spectacular comebacks or inter-idol collaborations, but rather rumors that are completely unexpected. The name Kim Seok-jin, or better known as BTS's Jin, suddenly became trending on various international social media, not because of a music project, but because of a romance issue involving his personal assistant. Yes, you read that right, personal assistant. Over the years, BTS members' personal lives have always been closely guarded. But it seems this time the high fence began to crack little by little. Netizens were suddenly, like impromptu detectives, unpacking every little interaction between Jin and the assistant, which turned out to be, if observed carefully, full of big question marks, starting from a video that was accidentally recorded. All this stems from a short video circulating in the international ARMY community, in which Jin is seen laughing out loud while talking to a staffer who is allegedly his personal assistant. What made the video viral was not only because Jin's face looked very relaxed, but because their body gestures were too familiar for a professional relationship. In the 13-second video, Jin is seen handing a bottle of drink to the assistant while speaking softly, which was later leaked by Korean fans through lip reading. "You always remember my taste." Netizens immediately uproar. Is this just an ordinary sentence? Or is there a deeper hidden meaning than just a favorite drink? Interactions that are too natural and caring. This is not the first time Jin has been seen paying attention to his personal assistant. On several previous occasions, such as behind-the-scenes BTS concerts and reality shows, fans' cameras captured moments when Jin, correcting the assistant's mask as he looked panicked in the crowd, gently stroking the assistant's shoulder after a busy schedule, even gave his jacket when the weather suddenly rained while they were on the outdoor set. If not special attention, then what? Said a netizen on HITV forum. Who exactly is this assistant that fascinated Jin? Until now, the full identity of the assistant is still mysterious. But some super observant ARMY managed to collect limited information. The assistant is said to be around 28 years old, not a celebrity, and has worked for HYB for more than 3 years. He is known to have a calm personality, very professional, and very loyal to the artists he handles. What makes netizens even more convinced there is something is the assistant is only on special duty for Jin, never seen working with other members. Fans' suspicions increase when Jin looks jealous. Some fans said that Jin had shown strange behavior when he saw the assistant talking for a long time with other male staff. In a clip taken from a promotional event in Japan last year, Jin's expression briefly turned colder and colder. Honestly, it looks a little moody. Netizens began to put together a puzzle. Does Jin not like to see his assistants get too close to other staff? Is this jealousy? The genie's gaze cannot lie. It was not the expression of the boss to the staff. It was the expression of the person who felt his attention began to be shared, wrote the Twitter account at Jin Lovers. Another member's reaction. A subtle rebuke or a joke with a tendency, adding to the heat of the issue. In one episode of BTS's Run, when the members were playing a game and Jin was asked to call someone to answer a quick quiz, Jin quickly chose the assistant. It was immediately highlighted by Jimin, who said, "Why didn't you choose us? Is it because he's always on your mind?" Of course, everyone in the room laughed. But fans actually caught the hidden meaning of Jimin's sentence, which seemed to insinuate something unspoken. Suga also joked, "Jin Hyung has been too sweet lately. It must be because of someone." What did HYB say? Why are they silent? The most suspicious thing is that, until this article was written, there was no clarification or refutation on the part of HYB regarding this rumor. Usually, for sensitive matters such as courtship issues, the agency will quickly provide an official statement. But for this case, HYB was completely silent. Does this mean they really want to let this rumor grow? Or are they planning a specific moment to announce something bigger? Some industry observers have suggested that HYB could be testing the public's response. If the response is positive, it is not impossible that this relationship will be recognized slowly. Netizens are divided. Support or reject. As usual, netizens' comments were split in two. Most provide full support if indeed the genie is really in love with his assistant. Jin deserves to be happy. If she found love behind the scenes, why not? Apps for love, but of course, not a few also feel disappointed and even question the professionalism of such a relationship. Assistants are supposed to keep their distance, not just establish ambiguous relationships. This can damage the image and professional boundaries. At Pop_, discreet romance ready to unfold. Some speculate that this relationship has been going on for more than a year, but both really keep the limit so as not to be exposed by the media. But as more and more little evidence emerges, many suspect that the two may be in the process of moving towards a more serious relationship. Conclusion: reality or illusion fan service? Amid the rush of attention to these rumors, one big question remains hanging in the air. Is this really a silent love story between an idol and his staff? Or is all this just a coincidence spiced up by the imagination of fans and social media? What is clear is that Jin remains a beloved figure because of his sincerity, and whoever is next to him must be someone who means a lot to him. And for us fans, are we ready to see BTS's Jin, the worldwide handsome, finally turn over a new leaf in his love story with the person who may have been behind the scenes all along? Do you believe that Jin fell in love with his personal assistant? Or do you feel that this is just an optical illusion from the army that is too observant? Let's share your opinion because of this story. It's far from finished, reality, or engineering. Is it true that BTS's Jin fell in love with his assistant, or is it just a media sensation? After the incredible furor of the article entitled, "Is it true that BTS's Jin fell for a personal assistant?" Netizens can't stop talking about their intimacy. The public is now divided. There are those who sincerely support the possibility of a romantic relationship. There are also those who doubt and feel that this story is too neat to be true. But what's most interesting is the emergence of a big question from various circles. Is this really happening? Or is it just the engineering of the media and fan base to trigger a sensation? And here we are, standing in the midst of an increasingly confusing maelstrom of speculation. This time, let's take a deep breath and try to explore this issue from various sides. Is this the true love that secretly grows behind the camera, or is it just a wild narrative fried to go viral? Pushpin, the proofs are too sweet to pass up. In the previous article, we have both listened to a variety of small evidence about the proximity of the genie with the personal assistant. Starting from attentive interactions, gentle gestures, to Jin's expression that is said to change when he sees the assistant talking to another male staff. But the question now, is all that enough to conclude that there is a special relationship between them? If you've ever worked in the entertainment world or at least seen the work dynamics of an idol with his staff, you know that emotional closeness between artists and staff is common. They spend a lot of time together from morning till night. So, is Jin's attention to his assistant a form of romantic affection, or just a form of professionalism and closeness between colleagues? Performing arts drama or reality? When the media starts playing the narrative, we live in a digital age where a single 10-second video can create a 10-act story. Social media is a fertile field for speculation, and South Korea's entertainment world is well aware of how to water the seeds of sensation in order to grow quickly. Not a few suspect that these rumors may not come from the real interaction of Jin and his assistants, but from a deliberately formed narrative, whether by the media, a content-hungry fanbase, or even by the industry itself. Could it be that HYB, with her myriad marketing strategies, allowed these rumors to flow without clarification precisely because they knew it would increase public attention towards Jin, especially ahead of his solo activities after his enlistment? We cannot close our eyes that the issue of K-pop idol romance has always been a weapon of two eyes. It can bring emotional support from fans, but it can also lead to commercially profitable controversies when fans become detectives, fact or imagination. One thing that cannot be denied is how fans today are much more observant than they used to be. With sharp eyes and CIA-level analysis, they can distinguish between a sincere smile and a forced smile. They could compare genie expressions in hundreds of videos and look for specific patterns. But how valid is this analysis? We need to ask, do all those fan theories really reflect reality? Or is it just too burdened by their desire to see their idols have a Korean drama-style love story?